if you guys are like most contractors I first meet with, service is chaotic, it's reactive, there's stress and anxiety that comes with it, and most of all, it's unpredictable. So if you guys are here to be able to build a predictable, scalable, sustainable, and business that actually helps you grow your clients, helps you submit your clients, I'm going to explain what the perfect service journey is. Now, there's a couple clients that I've had some amazing success with that I want to share with you guys. The first one is Chinook Roofing Services. So what Chinook has done is they've taken the perfect service journey, implemented it into their business, streamlined the operational side, and took their monthly revenue from tens of thousands into hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month using their existing team. It's not hiring a whole bunch of new people. It's not hiring a whole bunch of salesmen to be able to create the revenue. It's getting more strategic and understanding our customers want to be easy to work with. They don't want to be a pain, and they want us to be easy to work with. Chinook figured that out. The second one is Roofing Plus, based out of the Southeast. And one of the coolest things we did is we found what their niche was. We found that they had a specific type of customers that they did amazing work with. And we focused on drilling into those customers and giving those customers the best possible experience, the perfect journey, right? That ties into the perfect service journey. So when we did this, we were able to take their business from $200,000 a year to $700,000 a year simply by focusing on the right pieces and understanding that delivering a full service solution to our customers, not just fixing roofs, allowed them to be able to become a more trusted advisor and sit in the front seat when it came to budgets and growing and scaling with those customers. Now, if you're working in the perfect service journey, I'm going to make the assumptions that you guys are missing sales opportunities because you don't even follow up. You get out there, you find what's going on, you deliver the bid, and we're just going to pass it along and hope. That is a bad thing when it comes to revenue, especially backlog, because sales creates backlog. Operations is probably chaotic. They probably don't have the information they need, and most of the time they're making assumptions for what needs to be done because there's very limited handoffs that's happening between sales and operations. Those should be one world. We're not talking about this is a sales training, this is an operational training. We're building service divisions here. Now, the business result is that you guys get inconsistent and low margin, right? We want to be able to build a business that's based upon consistency because we want to be able to add trucks. We want to be able to service our customers, and we want to be able to know that we're not leaving tens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars on the roof. Because when you guys are showing up late, when you guys are not delivering a consistent experience, your customer is doing nothing but getting frustrated. Now, I'm going to tell you the perfect service journey changes all of that. So the first thing that we're looking at is instant intakes, scheduling fast. Your customers' value is delivered when you guys are done with the work. So it's not about just answering the phone call. It's about delivering value. How fast can you get on site? How fast can you deliver peace of mind to your customer? Now, on the operational side, we should be streamlining what's going on. Everybody knows exactly what they're doing because your customer needs to be raving about you by the time you're done with the job. That's how you get referrals. That's how you get customers talking about how great your service is and talking to other people. So it gives you a predictable, high revenue, high margin business that gives you not just $10,000 to $100,000 inside revenue. A lot of times you guys are already on site. You guys already have the materials. You've already done the investigation. This is profit that's going into your business, not revenue, but profit that goes into your business when you guys implement the perfect service journey. Now, if you guys are living in a typical world, like most contractors are, you guys have a process in place. But I'm going to tell you what's happening is that when a customer calls in and is asking for new service, you guys are missing calls, which means you're not picking up the phone, or it's taking you way too long to be able to get back, which is leading your customer to think that you guys can't handle their request, which means they call somebody else. Think about this from a sales side. If you were to take 3 to 4 hours for an HVAC contractor to call you back for an HVAC or a furnace that's out at your house, are you just going to wait for them to call back? No, you're calling somebody else, and your clients are doing the same thing if you don't have that figured out. Now, scheduling the appointment, we're talking about manual, inefficient scheduling, which means whoever yells the loudest is the one that gets scheduled. That is not profitable. That is not predictable. That is not a good business process. There are ways to be able to track this and ways to be able to execute this at the highest possible level. Now, when you're on site, if you are not your client's eyes, hands, and ears, so seeing what else is going on, helping them prevent problems inside the future, then you guys are not necessarily doing a positive or proactive service. You guys are going up there fixing a leak and saying, hey, call me next time it leaks. Call me next time you have a slip fall. Call me next time products get damaged inside your building. That's not integrity. We are the eyes, hands, and ears up there. So if you guys are not doing upsells, and do not have good documentation, and I'm talking to every contractor that's sending photos over in landscape and portrait and sideways, and there's thumbs in the way, there's pins in the way. Get better at that stuff, because that is a typical world that your client does not like dealing with. Now, if you guys are getting done with a job and you don't have any follow-ups and you guys aren't giving any type of proactive recommendations, it means you're waiting for your customer's roof to fail. That's not a business process. We don't wait for the rain to be able to grow our business. It should increase our business. It shouldn't dictate our business. Now, if you guys are taking too long to be able to send invoices, let me tell you something. You pay labor every single week, and you're probably paying your material invoices every single month, which means if it's taking you guys 7, 14, 21 days to send invoices, you are nothing more than a bank at zero interest every single time it's taking you longer than 24 hours to get that invoice out. Finally, if you don't have proactive recommendations, and I'm not talking about preventative maintenance, I'm talking about proactive recommendations so your customer can stop leaks before they happen, we are living in a typical world, but we don't have to be. Now, what happens in the typical service journey is that you guys are losing upwards or over $50,000 per month simply by missing upsell opportunities. So that's additional work that you guys can do on site that's going to help your clients stop leaks from happening in the future. Trust me, they don't want to deal with leaks in the future. They call you out because they have a reactive issue. Let's be a little bit better than just a typical roofing contractor. Now, 30% of leads are missed because we have bad or slow follow-up. We're just not answering the phone and they're calling somebody else, or maybe we even do call them back at the end of the day and they say, yeah, you can still come out, but guess what? We call it a DOA proposal. It's dead on arrival. You'll never get it because you've already destroyed it by taking 2 days to get back to them in the first place. We got to get that better. The average response time is 14 days, guys. So we look at that. That's one payroll cycle of floated expenses. We got to get out to those jobs fast. We got to invoice fast, and we got to implement what we call the perfect service journey. Now, you guys are failing. Most roofing contractors are failing at being the best they can, but it's not completely your fault, because when you guys are working in that rubber band effect, that reactive, it's going to leak, so I have way too much work, and then next week I have nothing. It's hard to get out of it because you're constantly chasing invoices. You got the chaos that's going around you, and there's no time to actually work on the business because you're constantly in it. And what happens is it burns your team out. Good people get burned out and they go somewhere else because they're sick of being the one person that's going to do this. You need a team behind you that has a dedicated process where everybody knows exactly what they do. That is why most contractors don't hit that 7, 8, or even 9-figure world, because we don't have the business process in place that's going to give us the predictable results that we know we want. And I'll say the biggest impact that you guys have is you're not getting the re-roofs that you should. Your customers are doing re-roofs. 90% of the re-roofs that'll happen this year have already been budgeted and planned, and they're probably already being bid out. So the question is, how much of that are you guys doing? This is all part of the perfect service journey. Don't wait for the rain to come in. You think someone's going to say, oh man, I got a roof leak, I need to spend $300,000 this year. It doesn't happen like that. Now we start talking about the perfect service journey. Notice that the middle is the same, that new service request, but when you start focusing on these parts of your business, you start getting instant intake, which means someone's always answering the phone and you got the processes in place to give them an ETA instantly. Now our routes, we're going to the furthest job first and we're ending closest to the shop. So now we don't have to worry about that non-billable time. Structured photos and upsells, we're doing our customer a favor. We're the eyes, hands, and ears up on that roof, helping them prevent future issues while fixing the one that they have right now. Same day proposals. If you guys are getting strung up on estimating, get it out of the way, because the worst thing that you're going to do is deliver a proposal and your customer is going to think the roof is great. And then 2 weeks later, you're going to deliver a proposal saying, hey, the roof's not great. There's more stuff that's going on. That is a complete break within the perfect service journey. This is a one-phase approach to where you guys are delivering an amazing experience and educating the customer what's going on. So same day invoicing, we're not floating, we're not a bank. I'm not going to float material, I'm not going to float labor. We get that invoice out quick. And then finally, I have proactive recommendations. I am not talking about preventative maintenance. I'm talking about proactive recommendations that are going to help the client proactively manage the building. These are roofing repairs. This could be preventative maintenance. There are a boatload of stuff, including safety and everything else we define within our perfect service checklist, so you guys can implement it. So what happens when you finally build this thing the right way? First off, you have streamlined systems. You know what's going on. The business is predictable and it's producing high revenue jobs. You got clients that are actually raving about what you do and they're telling you about other people that can use your services. You're first in line for re-roofs because you're capturing the information you need and you know when that roof needs to be replaced even before your customers. And the final thing is you got your time back. This isn't some crazy chaotic world. I've been in this for 20 plus years, and the one thing that I'll tell you is that service can be controlled. Service can be predicted. I've led some of the largest preventative maintenance agreements inside the entire United States, and I've dispatched over 1,000 work orders every single month consistently and was able to do it with consistency, control, and high profit margins. So if you guys want to learn how to do this, schedule some time with me. I'll show you exactly how you guys can take your typical service journey, implement it into the perfect service journey. And not only that, we'll identify where the bottlenecks are, where you guys are struggling, and I'll give you the roadmap so you guys can start building the perfect service journey. Now, schedule a time, 30 minutes. It's either myself, my COO, David Bonney. They're going to sit down and we're going to figure out your business. We're going to get you on track and make sure that service becomes that predictable, high revenue profit machine that you guys want and leads you to be first in line when it comes to those re-roofs. See you in the meeting, guys. Later.